Hey there, guys and girlies. JD Man here. Got a 2-year update. It's been 2 years now that I've owned this 2016 S1000XR. I bought it new in October 2016. It's got everything. There's a top XR you can get. All the options. The only thing I didn't get were the panniers. The bike's been good, couple issues, and just gave it a good bath. Everything's so muddy around here, it's unreal. All the rain we've had this summer. But yeah, I just wanted to give you a long-term update, even though I only have, let's see here, 20, see how many miles we got on here. About 2,300 miles. And you see we're averaging about 40 miles a gallon. Okay, yeah, you gotta understand I have got that and the Monster that I ride also. So therefore, but the GS, yeah, that's got the most miles on it. That's got 10,000 miles now. I bought it like 6 months before I bought this. Bought it in March of 16. But the bike's been good. Had a couple issues. First issue, whenever I took it in for its first service, I noticed this fork. There was a lot of residue, and down here, you know, it was dirty oil residue, which was gathering up all the brake dust, road dirt, and all that. And when I took it in for the first service for warranty, I told them, the tech, about it, and he said, "Oh, it's just they got too much grease up inside that dust seal there." So, you know, I'm not a motorcycle mechanic. I'm an automatic transmission guy. I rebuilt them for many years. You know, I've dealt with hydraulics, and I know about seals. And, you know, lithium grease, I don't see it getting hot enough to be melting down over the fork tube there and the bracket. So I said, all right, you know, it's got lots of warranty left. So that was last spring, summer. So I just took it in again because it was all I didn't wash the bike. I left it be so they could see. And I said, you know, I'm telling you, don't tell, because you could see the oil laying in down around here. I said, don't tell me it's grease. The fork's leaking. So I tore it apart, put new seals in the fork, and so far so good. But I haven't rode it that much to really know. But now it's all nice and clean. So if it does leak again, I'll be able to see it. I still have another year of warranty left, so I'm not really too concerned about it. The other issue was that last year it started, you go start it, it'd stall. Start it, it'd run. Okay? And it's like, okay, it's a high performance bike. I'm gonna give it some slack on that. But it got now, like this year, it was doing start, stall, start, stall. Then the third time it would stay running. So when I had it up there for the fork, I said, well, is there any kind of update to the PCM that you can do? You know, reflash or whatever. So I said, that's not right. I said, because that doesn't do it. And I know they're two totally different engines, but you know, even that, you know, Triumphs, you know, they're a little bit long to start, but I see that on all of them. So he did put a new flash in it, and it's been good ever since. It's first time you hit it, it starts, doesn't stall. So far I'm happy with that. I ran it for a few times, about a month since he worked on it, and he wanted to know, sorry about the wind, he wanted to know if I took care of it. So I called him back, told him working good. So he said there were some other guys that mentioned about it, so hopefully that'll help him out. So if you're having that issue, go to your BMW dealer, talk to them, because there is a new flash for this thing, and it seems to have taken care of that issue for me. That's the only things with the bike other than the vibrations. See, I got the Evotech weighted bar ends on here. I had the update. They put the insulators in for the bars. That helped a little bit. And once it got a few miles on it, it tamed down. When it was new, I mean, my hand would be ringing, buzzing from the vibes. And you do get some vibes in the pegs, but when it's out of warranty, I may go and change the sprockets, get the RPMs down a little bit, because it's got plenty. I don't know, you guys have S1000XRs or follow them. Cuban Rider, he did that, and he seems real happy. I mean, that guy there, I love watching his videos. He can take his bike and it's a sport bike, no doubt. He does some amazing stuff with that thing. But yeah, that fork, that was my biggest complaint. And I got to watch out this other one. I'm gonna be keeping a good eye on them. The rear suspension seems all right. One other thing, I'm gonna have to, this plastic, it gets stained. I don't know if y'all can see that, water stains. And I use S100 total cycle cleaner on all my bikes, and yeah, I know you got to get all that residue off, and I do. There's no white film at all, but I just think that's, just stop sitting in the, because I ride it. If it's raining, it gets rained on, and that, it's not a weekend warrior, and really none of my bikes are. I've gotten caught in rain with the Monster, but it is what it is. But I might be getting some carbon for it if I do keep her long term, which, like I said, right now I don't dislike it enough, because you put that thing in dynamic and go for a rip. When you're just cruising around, it doesn't have a lot of character, but the bike handles well. Got all the power you'll need, but it's so refined, which a lot of guys have said. But when you put it in the dynamic mode, that changes everything. Like I said, just look at Cuban Rider. I mean, these bikes will go, and it put a big grin on my face every time I go and do that. So but the only things I've done, I've added for my heated gear, and I've got these LEDs, auxiliary lights, and the SW Motec crash bars, because I ride this bike at night. This is one of my, when I work 311 shift, I like, I need the light so I can see the deer, because I'm running through the country, live up here in the mountain. But everything else, I can't complain. It's been a good bike. The only one little niggle I wish it had from the factory was an adjustable clutch lever. I mean, it's out there pretty far. But other than that, we've got heated grips, cruise control, the electronic suspension. You know, I swap back and forth my motorhead, that navigator or whatever. So yeah, no real complaints. Don't like having to take care of the chain, but that's all part of it. So, but yeah, that's the 2-year update for the S1000XR, and I highly recommend the bike. You know, it can be refined and civilized, or it can be wild, and you can go either way, and that's what I like about it. And it will put a smile on your face. I don't care what anybody says. You go and put her in dynamic and go take her for a rip, man, you'll definitely be grinning ear to ear. So that's that. And then at the same time, I took the GS in. You know, and I'm not going to hide anything from anybody. Let everybody know, you know, I'm a big BMW guy, but you know, and it's a common issue. Switch gear. Had to have this replaced. So you know, you get about I think I had like 8,000 miles on it, and then by the time I got in to get it fixed, the info button, you push on it, it wouldn't return, it wouldn't center back. So they put new switch gear on it, but that's the problem I had with that. And I started noticing this light here when I turn it on, because I have the lights on all the time. It's like flickering, and they couldn't duplicate the problem at the dealer, but this has like a soft start. You know, the LEDs just don't come on. It's a gradual from dim to bright, and that's kind of telling. I'm thinking it's in the module that has something to do with that, but I could be wrong. It could be, you know, in that light there itself. And one other issue I'm having, they can't duplicate it, is like whenever I ride to work, and it doesn't happen all the time, and let it sit and then go 8 hours, get back on the bike, and it'll have, you start it up, it'll have a little bit of a miss, and you know, you warm it up, it goes away, and it doesn't, while you're riding, it's not there. It's just on initial start, and it clears up, and that's it. And I can smell some fuel, so I don't know if it's an injector issue or if it's ignition, fuel or ignition. It's one of the two. But you know, nothing. I put my Texa on it. I couldn't see anything, because it didn't do it for me while I had my Texa hooked up on it. And it didn't store any code, so but those are my issues with this, which that got fixed. Of course, they did the stanchion tube recall on that. Just got to get that figured out, in which it's documented now, so hopefully if something happens, because my warranty's up the end of March next year, beginning of April. So I'm going to be keeping an eye on it, because I do ride this one in the winter time off and on, and you know, hopefully something will happen. But I'm getting ready here to do the service myself, getting ready to do a service here. It's due to have the rear diff fluid changed, oil change, and I'm going to flush the brake system, put all new brake fluid in it, So I'm getting all my ducks in a row for that. So I want to keep it good, because that brake fluid's a little dark. So, but yeah, look how dirty that bike. That's just, when I know it's raining, because I ride as much as I can. It's just, I'm not even gonna bother washing it. There's no sense in it, because I'm off the next 3 days, and when I go back to work Thursday, it's supposed to thunderstorm, so I'll be riding that to work. The heck with it. But other than that, you know, the bike's been good, and I love it. This is my favorite bike. I recommend this to anybody. So, alrighty, well, that's all I have with the two bikes and the Beamers. And like I said, I had to say this is my favorite brand. Kind of waiting to see what they come out with the S1000XR. Kind of interested to see what that's going to look like, and because the next bike, new bike, it's either going to be a V4S, or might even look at the S1000, the RR for 2019. Really wanting a V4 though. So, but thanks for watching. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. You know, I try to reply to everybody, and I give you my honest opinion here. Like I said, I love these bikes, yeah, but I'll tell you if there's a fault. You know, I'm not going to say that yeah, they're perfect, because they're not, because they're made by a man, and we ain't perfect. Only being that's perfect is the one that's up there. So thanks for watching again. Stay safe out there. Be careful. Be sure to like and subscribe, and stay tuned, because we've got lots of stuff going on here. Thanks for watching. Peace.